And hello, hello, hello. This is Adriane Berg, and this is Generation Bold, the fountain of truth. And my guest and I are going to get into our own truths in a moment with you right here. I'm going to tell you something that most people don't know. And when I tell them, they don't believe. And Kay is going to tell you her journey that brought her to write the book, My Life in 37 Therapies. Now, those of you who know Kay, and if you're from the UK, you probably do. She's a creator of extensive content. She's been on radio and television. She's worked with Disney TV. She's been very, very much involved with the buildup of the Olympics in 2012 in London. I enjoyed and I covered the Olympics in London there myself. And she is the founder of her own company, Bell Media, Belle Media, and she launched Bell Kids with wonderful books. Her favorite is Tigeropolis, which is about conservation for children. So we're talking about an entrepreneur, we're talking about a business person, we're talking about a media person, and yet we are talking about tapping into your inner self. So, Kay, before we talk about your journey, I'm going to give them the quick. What do people not know about me? And when I tell them, they don't believe. That is very simple. That I was body shamed. I was body shamed almost from the age of 3 through, let's say, my teen years. Why? Because I was heavy. Now, that's a nice word, but I don't even know what they call it today because they're not supposed to say anything that's negative that's considered body shaming. In those days, that wasn't even a word. People just called you fat. When you went to the store and you were a little kid, you shopped at a separate corner with a great big banner that said chubby corner. No kidding. For years, boys, mostly boys, but sometimes girls too, and many times adults would bring up the fact that I was overweight. And it really made me cry, and it made me hate the way I looked. Very, very self conscious. By the time I was 50, and there's a point to this story, I was wearing a tent. Even though I was a pretty prominent lawyer, very, very good broadcaster, winning awards, if I showed up to something, it looked like I was wearing who knows what because I was so embarrassed by my body that I just wanted to cover it up. And then I met somebody. And that's why at the beginning of this show, Kay, I said, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. I was ready. I was ready. And I took off the tent. And I started to exercise. I started to do meditation, including guided meditation, which we're going to talk about. I tapped into myself. I shed those pounds. And boy, am I hot at 72, let me tell you. So yes, the construction guys, if they were ever out there because of coronavirus, are still whistling. But that's my little secret. So people say, how come you age so well? I said, because my vanity is through the roof now. I did make a change. So that's my journey, but I know you have a wonderful journey to the kinds of things that you write about in your book, My Life in 37 Therapies, and it wasn't so easy for you either. Let's hear about that.
So many points that you just made there chime with me. The book starts the day when I actually ended up leaving my life behind, including my husband. We were on holiday. We were actually quite well off, and we were in Monte Carlo at the Grand Prix, looking at, we'd been there 10 years in a row. Everything, laid on. We had lovely hotels, lovely everything. And suddenly, I just had to get away. I really did not know why, but suddenly all of this didn't seem to have the meaning that it used to have. And really, the book is the exploration of why I had that breakdown, why things changed. And you were saying earlier about, being a businesswoman and then changing. I think if you looked at me before this happened and me after this happened, excuse me, you would see that I was very, very down to earth. I still am a very down to earth person, but you would never anticipate someone like me who was very work orientated becoming interested in therapies. But it was like a before and an after.